So, welcome back to the Canada Specialist Program series. So, our next update is with your local representative for Nova Scotia, Karl. How are you doing? Do we have you?
Uh, yes, it seems that way. The technology's playing ball for the moment, so happy days.
Oh, good. And Karl, you were recently in Nova Scotia, right?
I was, yeah. I was on a fam trip. Basically, in the last presentation, Audrey touched upon the new flight. So we were out there with WestJet because we've got the new flights out from Edinburgh and Dublin and London Gatwick. So we had 17 agents from those three, and yeah, had a blast. It was wonderful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you. Looking forward to your update today. So, Karl, over to you.
Hmm. Excellent stuff. Well, hopefully Audrey's presentation whet your appetite a little bit there. So obviously opening up on our screen here, we've got the lovely Peggy's Cove. So there's about 160 lighthouses in Nova Scotia, but this one always gets the love. So yeah, we touched upon those new flights. So again, obviously we've got these new WestJet flights, but don't forget we've got year-round flights with Air Canada from Heathrow, which is fantastic. And for anyone who fancies a nice little twin center option, Iceland Air launched their flights back to Halifax again this year from Keflavik. So lots of options for connections there with the free stopovers in Iceland. But yes, so to start in Halifax, so the provincial capital Halifax. So again, it's a cruise port, so some of your clients might get a little taste of Halifax on a cruise. Obviously, Sydney on Cape Breton as well is another option there. So another way of experiencing Canada's second smallest province. But and the big thing to say about Halifax, of course, is everyone's familiar with things like local icons like the star-shaped citadel, but the last 5 years have seen a massive transformation down by the waterfront. The harbourfront area, it's like a boardwalk stretching for like 10 blocks, about 4 kilometres. And you've got the Queen's Mark development there with a new five-star hotel, the Muir. Obviously, we just had a new Moxie opened up as well in Halifax. So yeah, it's really kind of broadening out that product and more reasons to stay and more choices on the accommodation front. But so yeah, so there's some of the more popular things with Halifax. We all know about the museums, the Maritime Museum, for example, with the Titanic exhibits is amazing. But one of the more hidden gems is Point Pleasant Park. Again, it's a massive resource. So the locals love it, and it's a great place to recommend to your clients. It's about 39 kilometers of trails that crisscross throughout the park, and again, it's just beautiful views, very pleasant. And again, so one of the more popular trips, of course, going out of Halifax is going along the South Shore. So we talk about the Lighthouse route. So Lighthouse route, Peggy's Cove, Lunenburg. So that's a kind of classic short drive, an easy excursion if you've got clients just in town, even for a day or two. But another option is the Rum Runners Trail. So again, another one of these hidden gems. So it stretches for like 119 kilometers, and it's pretty flat, just the occasional slight incline. And so again, cycling, hiking. It's just another way to experience that lovely dramatic south coast. And on the way to Lunenburg, which of course is a UNESCO site. Very pretty, lots of lovely guided tours you could do around there, great restaurants, lots of things to do there. But you'll go through all these amazing places like Mahone Bay and Chester. It's just very, very scenic country. Absolute treat. So again, that's just the kind of thing you'll be kind of experiencing, or your clients will experience, those amazing kind of views out over the Atlantic there, amazing sunsets. And again, we talk about those houses. So yeah, everyone knows about Peggy's Cove. We always use it in our literature, etc. But another great one. So I went here a couple of weeks ago, and you get to climb to the top, and you get your little certificate when you do. And but yeah, it's beautiful. This place called Cape Forchu Lighthouse, which was actually used in the movie The Lighthouse that came out about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a lovely little place. And again, it's kind of out there on the coast around Yarmouth Way. So which is another kind of lovely stretch of coastline. You can learn all about the kind of the maritime history, etc. So that's just the views you can experience. Um, And again, I'll just touch on this, but Audrey's already kind of mentioned Kedge and Kujik, and it's a great way to learn about Micmac culture and just get that lovely kind of raw nature experience. And so amazing hiking trails and lovely kayak and canoe kind of excursions that you can do there. Absolutely beautiful. Um, and some of those other trails, again, because we always talk about the Lighthouse Trail and the Cabot Trail, but for the foodies, we've got like the Lobster Trail, the Chowder Trail, the Good Cheer Trail. So again, just great kind of excuses to kind of curate your client's way around the province and just get a taste of that amazing lobster and the craft ale, and of course the wine as well, which is one of Nova Scotia's signature, especially the Tidal Bay signature appellation they have. But again, looking at some of those landscapes, I mean, Burntcoat Head Park is just stunning because Bay of Fundy, famous for the world's highest tides. There's about a 47, 50-foot differential between high tide and low tide. It does that a couple of times a day. And then when the tide goes out, you just get to walk on the ocean floor. You can even dine on the ocean floor as well. It's one of those signature experiences that you can kind of pitch to your clients. There you go. So it's this kind of thing, a lovely long trestle table. It's just a wonderful kind of tasting menu of all the amazing food and drink that you get to experience in Nova Scotia. Again, with yeah, yeah. I mean that wine country again. So we were here on the farm trip I was on a couple of weeks ago. Luckett's winery with a red telephone box is just it's one of those kind of lovely photo opportunities, and the wine is just absolutely to die for. But again, in that area, it's the wine country. You've got Wolfville, which is a beautiful place to stay around the Annapolis Valley region. You can do the bus tours that take your clients around the wineries. You can stay on the wineries like the Inn at Grand Pre. And we're looking at a picture of Grand Pre now. So again, it's we talk about Nova Scotia. You've got the Scottish history, the Scottish influences, the Celtic influences, but the French influences as well from the Arcadian French. So Grand Pre National Historic Site is a wonderful place to just drop by if your clients are going through wine country around Wolfville and Annapolis Valley, and they'll just learn all about that story. But again, with the landscapes, so with the Cliffs of Fundy, it's just amazing for fossils as well. So that's a nice family activity you can do as well. So just go kind of fossil hunting yourself on some guided tours or learning more about it at Joggins facility there. And again, Digby. So Digby's obviously the main selling point of Digby is the whale watching. We've got a couple of whales up there. So again, it's incredible whale watching that you get in Nova Scotia. So out of Digby and also on Cape Breton as well, you've got some amazing kind of operators over there. And again, with the season going pretty much from May to kind of mid-October for the tourism season, you've got a good chance of seeing kind of whales pretty much throughout that period. But again, in Digby, so definitely recommend to your clients to get out to Balancing Rock. It's just you can see it's dramatic coastline all around here. It's absolutely stunning. So again, just not things to do while you're in the area. And yeah, so Nova Scotia's got amazing beaches, which is another kind of real selling point that sometimes gets missed. 13,000 kilometers of coastline, you are going to get some amazing beaches, especially around Northumberland Shore, because it's more sheltered. So you've got like Prince Edward Island is kind of doing a great job of like protecting that coastline. You get these lovely deep beaches, which are just absolutely so again, it just makes for nice little stopovers if your clients are self-driving around. They've got that flexibility. With the Northumberland Shore as well. I mean, you've got the amazing Scottish history, so that's a great place to learn all about that Scottish heritage. Like we've got a picture here of the Hector, which was one of the ships that brought over the early Scottish settlers, and you learn all about that story at Pictou, which this is Pictou Heritage Quay that you can see there, and New Glasgow, Antigonish, places like that, all in that kind of area around Northumberland Shore. And again, with we talk about the Cabot Trail, obviously it's a massive seller for Nova Scotia, but yeah, if possible, if you can do it in the fall. As I mentioned, like mid-October is when things start to really slow down with the tourism season in Nova Scotia. But yeah, if you can recommend those first 2 weeks of October or even the end of September, you'll start to see these amazing colors. And again, so the Cabot Trail being this amazing circular trail or circular drive that you can do around Cape Breton. And again, you get the amazing views, amazing sunsets, sunrises. You can you know, you can see kind of whales breaching in the distance if you take some of the walking trails as well, if you stop off. And yeah, absolutely incredible. And again, with the hidden gems, a lot of focus goes on the Skyline Trail. It's very accessible. It's a great option, but it's probably a little over promoted. So if you can recommend some of the other ones as well, there are many different walking trails that your clients can do. And again, so the Celtic heritage, so the Celtic another great option. So definitely worth considering that. And again, that's another option that you have in October. So if you are doing the Cabot Trail, or your clients are doing the Cabot Trail in October, again, if they just swing by this festival, it's incredible. Lots of international acts, local acts, etc. And of course, so Parks Canada touched upon this one, but Louisburg, it really is amazing. You can do, and there's some nice Indigenous Micmac experiences you can do in the area around Louisburg. And Colin and Justin have a hotel if that's the you know, if you want to go down and experience that, if that sells it, that's another good option to go to Louisburg. And again, so yeah, just any information, anything we can ever do, just get in touch with me, and yeah, I'll be doing some follow up materials. But yeah, please don't hesitate to see how we can help. And yeah, hope to welcome you at some point to visit Canada's ocean playground. But yeah, so thanks, Charlie. Back to you.
Thank you, Karl. We got 90% of what you said, so that was all good. Got the update. So thank you. Beautiful pictures, such a beautiful destination, some really unique things to explore there. Loving all the food trails as well. We always love talking about food on this series. So thank you. Lots of love coming in for you there, Karl.